Hi, this is Karl from Small Biz Thoughts, and just a couple of comments this week. I don't really know what to say about Microsoft and Nokia. They want to be in the hardware business. They're going to be in the hardware business. Okay, you know, let them do what they want to do. I will say that Elop, the head of Nokia, is not going to be the next CEO of Microsoft. When the most famous thing that you've done is take a company and shrink it down to the point where it has to be swallowed whole, that's not really what you want in your CEO. So my guess is that's not where he's going. On other things, I do want to have a few notes about what my travel schedule is. If you go to channelproforum.com, you'll see information about Channel Pro SMB's big forum coming up this week in New Jersey. If you happen to be anywhere near Newark, New Jersey, or you can get there real quick, go ahead and sign up for that. It's a great event. We did one in Long Beach earlier this year and had a really great response. And Dave Seibert and some other folks who are going to be with me. And we're going to sort of recreate the cloud discussion that we had back then. So join us in New Jersey if you can, and that is on the 10th. On the 11th, I fly all the way across the United States to go from Newark, New Jersey to Portland, Oregon. And in Portland, I'm going to be with the Portland Technology Wizards as they celebrate their 10th anniversary. And that's kind of a cool thing. If you're not involved in a user group, you should be. And if you're not involved in a user group and you'd like to figure out how to get one started, please get in touch with me. I have always been able to find some resources for people. There's some Yahoo groups that you need to be connected with, and I'll be happy to introduce you to the people you need to know to get your user group going. There's some really great resources for you. Finally, in October, please join me at SMB Nation. The SMB pre-day is October 9th. We have almost 100 people signed up for our pre-day, so please be one of those. It's only $149 for the first person and $49 for each attendee after that. And then October 10, 11, 12 is SMB Nation itself. I'm doing 3 hours of content during SMB Nation, so please join me for that. We got some pretty cool stuff going on there. And it's actually new stuff. It's material that hasn't been presented anywhere else. So I'd love to see you in Las Vegas. Hi, my commentary this week is about raising your rates. It's now the beginning of September, and September is a perfect time to start thinking about how you're going to raise your rates. If you look at your entire clientele and you say, well, who's had a rate increase in the last year? Most of you are going to say nobody. And then if I say 2 years, you're going to say nobody. And if I say 3 years, I hope you're going to say somebody, and 4 and 5 and 6. But there are many people in our business who, for whatever reason, haven't raised their rates in maybe 5 years. You absolutely need to do this. How many things in your life have not gone up in the last 5 years? Your rent, your car payment, the price of gas, the price of eggs. Everything goes up, and the price of your service needs to go up too. It is a natural occurrence. And even though you think you'll get a lot of resistance from your clients, a small increase will never meet with resistance, I promise. I think personally, and we can't do any price collusion here, but I think that your prices should be a minimum of $100 an hour for anybody who's competent in the United States of America. And in other countries, whatever the equivalent is, I think that about $100 an hour is the minimum that you should be charging. So plan now to raise your rates no later than January 1st. So if you raise your rates January 1st, you want to give at least 30 days notice. So somewhere maybe around the 20th of November, you want notices to go out, and that gives them more than 30 days that you're going to be raising your rates. And then you got to figure out somewhere during that month of November exactly what that rate is going to be. So between now and then, you got plenty of time to think about it. Start looking through your client list. How much money have they paid you? How many billable hours do you have? And I'll tell you, if you're in managed services, it's much easier to raise your rates, and here's why. The average managed service client doesn't buy that many hours. So you can go to them and say, hey, you know what, I'm raising my rates, but just so you know, you only bought 72 hours last year, so at $5 an hour, you know, it would have cost you an extra $350. So really, it's not that much of an increase. It's very small, and I really appreciate your support. You're an extremely important client to us, and we hope that you'll be able to stick with us. So believe me, no one's going to bat an eye at a small increase. Now, if you have a big increase, well, I bet you nobody's going to bat an eye at that either. So give it a shot. If you have any questions, send me an email, carlp@ smallbizthoughts.com, and I'll talk to you next week.